Listen carefully. This is not a normal message, and it is not meant for everyone. If you found this, it is not by accident. There are 3 minutes left, not on a clock you can see, but in a moment God has allowed. What happens next depends on how you respond. God says, pay attention. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, because what you are about to hear is not information, it is instruction. You have been sensing pressure, a strange urgency, a feeling that something is shifting, even though nothing around you looks different. That is not anxiety. That is awareness. You are standing at a threshold. For weeks, maybe months, you have felt unsettled. Sleep has been lighter. Thoughts have been heavier. Your spirit has been alert while your mind tried to explain it away. But logic could not name it, because logic cannot see what is happening behind the scenes. God says, time has been compressing around you. Opportunities are aligning, decisions are being weighed, and delays that once protected you are expiring. This is why the resistance has increased. This is why distractions multiplied. This is why old fears tried to return, not because you are losing ground, but because you are close. Very close. You have been asking God for clarity, but clarity does not always come as answers. Sometimes it comes as urgency. 3 minutes does not mean panic. It means priority. God is asking you one question right now. Will you listen, or will you scroll past? Because some messages are only available once. Not because God is cruel, but because timing matters. You have outgrown the season you are trying to stay comfortable in. And comfort is now costing you momentum. God says, what you delay, I will not force. What you ignore, I will not chase. And what you refuse to confront, Primera cannot heal. This message exists because heaven is waiting on your response. There is something you already know you must release. A habit, a relationship, a mindset. A compromise you keep justifying because it feels familiar. You call it not that serious. But God calls it the last obstacle. That is why this feels intense. That is why this message feels like pressure on your chest. That is why you feel exposed. This is not condemnation. This is alignment. God is not angry with you. Ace. Crisis. He knows what is coming next. And he knows what cannot follow you forward. Some doors will not open until something closes. Some prayers will not be answered until obedience replaces explanation. And some elevations will never arrive if humility is delayed. You keep asking God to move. God keeps asking you to decide. 3 minutes. This is not about fear. This is about focus. Heaven is quiet right now because instruction is being given. Not shouted, not forced, offered. If you feel resistance rising in you, that is not a sign to stop listening. That is the very reason this message reached you. God says, do not confuse silence with absence. I have been speaking, but you were waiting for noise. You wanted confirmation from people. You wanted signs that made sense. But this season requires trust without applause. What I am about to do in your life will not be explained to everyone. It will be questioned. It will be misunderstood. And it will require you to stand firm without validation. That is why I'm asking you now, quietly, personally, before the door opens. 3 minutes is mercy. It is grace giving you space to respond. You are not late, but you are being watched, not by people, but by purpose. What you choose after this message will determine the pace of what comes next. Not whether it comes, but how much resistance it carries. God says, I will not compete with your distractions anymore. If you want my voice, you must choose stillness. If you want my direction, you must choose obedience. If you want what I promised, you must release what I already warned you about. This message will not repeat itself the same way again. Not because God is done with you, but because he expects maturity now. 3 minutes is ending. Before this message fades, do not ask for another sign. Do not negotiate. Do not delay. Just respond. A quiet yes carries more power than loud promises. A surrendered heart moves heaven faster than desperate prayers. God is not rushing you. He is positioning you. And when this moment passes, what remains will be what you chose to carry forward. Listen, decide, move. Because this message was never meant to stay. It was meant to activate you, and once it has done its work, you'll be gone.